All right, so BuzzFeed has just gone public, and I'm going to react to a video, another one from Alex Regier. I like his content. It's super similar to mine. So let's watch this.
Media merger face-off. BuzzFeed, the company that brought you Oh My God, Every Middle Child Needs to Take This Quiz, went public last week. In a move to buy all of its competitors, they bought HuffPost and Now Complex. And its rivals, Vice, Fox, and Group 9, were like, let's just wait and see how this goes.
Count of three, we're all gonna put down our guns.
I have crossbows.
BuzzFeed tried to raise $288 million in cash, but in the end, the investors were like, nah. So they only raised $16 million in cash. Ouch. And the stock plunged 30%. Yikes. Then, a few days later, Vox Media and Group 9 announced they're gonna merge and not go public. Figures. And Vice stands alone. Let the face-off begin.
So it's really interesting to me that you would even compare Vice with BuzzFeed. And just a few things, like BuzzFeed. How did BuzzFeed buy HuffPost? And what's the other company? Because BuzzFeed right now, it seems like they've been declining in terms of like content output. They're just not producing as much content as they used to. BuzzFeed back in the day, they like dominated YouTube. But I think they probably narrowed in all their focus on their platforms that get the most engagement. So probably like Tasty, BuzzFeed. I see BuzzFeed is still. But when I look at BuzzFeed, they don't have the, oh God. BuzzFeed used to go viral. Every video they made used to go viral. It would get like 1 million views. I'm looking at their thing right now, and I'm looking at like 36K views, 79K views, 28K views. This is not, and they have 20 million subscribers. At the same time, we have to understand that social media has changed. There's a lot more competition in the marketplace. Like there's so many YouTubers now. There weren't that many YouTubers back in like 2015 when BuzzFeed was dominating. And then the algorithm changes. They change a lot of stuff. Yes, I guess there's so much more competition now, and I guess people have already just like, we're so used to BuzzFeed content. It's just not as dynamic as it used to be. They really defined what short form video really was back then. Like BuzzFeed, Vice. I hesitate to say Vox, not to be a hater, but I just feel like I don't feel the Vox trend. I've always like looked at Vox like a knockoff of Vice. I know that sounds harsh, but you see, Vice, they were smart with their thing. They got those they did a partnership with HBO. I think they even have a partnership with CNN. So they got like the big checks early, right? With BuzzFeed, what they did is, because they could show that they had all this like engagement on their platform, they started like this BuzzFeed branding thing where they would work with brands, businesses, and that's how they probably monetized. But now it looks like they have that much capital to buy HuffPost, which sounds like insane to me, and other media companies. Good on them. But I say all this to say I'm super impressed at what these internet companies have been able to do, how they've been able to monetize, because that's the hardest thing about dominating the internet space, right? Being able to monetize, being able to create capital out of creating free videos. And BuzzFeed doesn't sell any courses. Their strategy is output and audience. I should give them some credit because they have so much in their, they have so many channels. Like I probably have like 100 channels. And I'm trying to build a company similar to BuzzFeed. They have BuzzFeed and CNN. I didn't know that. They share a channel with CNN. What? I did not know this. Oh, 7 years ago. They haven't posted a video in 7 years. Wow. That's a long time ago. Either way, point is, they've had all these interesting partnerships. They taught me the strategy of creating a new channel for each theme. Like, because I have different types of content, and I can't put it on one channel. You have to have a different channel, And so BuzzFeed really just paved the way for how to create content online for a lot of us, BuzzFeed Celeb, Politics, 8, About to Eat, Tasty. BuzzFeed is huge, and I love what they've done with it. And all these channels have like 10 million subscribers, millions of subscribers, millions of views. And you see, even though I see it on the front end, it looks like, okay, 7 days ago, they posted a video that has 16K views. When you look on the back end, you can see their daily viewership. And the more videos you have up, the larger your viewership is going to be naturally. So the fact that they probably have like 1,000 videos on each of these channels, their chances of getting a lot of views, they're probably getting maybe like 10 million views a day per channel. I'd say probably like 1 to 10 million views a day per channel. Even these like channels that seem smaller. What I really love about BuzzFeed is that they created a lot of internet stars. And even though they created all these stars, they didn't sort of like exploit them. Because these guys, they're people that were working on BuzzFeed. They worked on BuzzFeed. They learned how to create viral content. Now they have channels that have 10 million subscribers and ridiculous subscribers. Like, if you worked on BuzzFeed, the smallest subscriber base that I've seen from somebody that worked on BuzzFeed is probably like 300,000. So like they've taught you how to build a following, and people take that and they run with it. And so BuzzFeed really created, at least the kids in my generation, they really like shaped them and propelled them into greatness. I mean, look at Quinta on HBO doing shows with HBO and stuff. BuzzFeed really did a great job for influencers, carving out the influencer space, carving out the content creation space, and showing us that it was important and lucrative to actually pay attention to it. They really are an OG company. And so is Vice. Vice too. Vice did a great job doing that. And I guess you could say Vox as well, because Vox did a deal with Netflix and they have other deals too. So these guys are smart. They did traditional media deals as well as continuing to create content online, as well as figuring out the different spaces. And I've been watching them for years, and I love what they've been doing. Either way, those are my thoughts on BuzzFeed dominating this internet space. I'm super proud to see them still standing, because I remember the traditional media was really harsh on them when they raised a lot of money and they were like, how is BuzzFeed going to make their money back? But the benefit is that you're just not going to know how these companies make their money in the back end, because you're just not going to know. And I'm sure they have all these different like internal services for companies. Maybe they create content for companies. We know that they promote content for companies. So they're definitely getting brand sponsorships, but you're just really just not going to know what the back end looks like. And the reason why it's important for a media company not to share its back end is that it just like, you just don't do that, because media is supposed to be elusive. If everybody knew how to do it, first of all, it takes you like years and years to figure out a code that actually works. And so you can't just give it away, give it away to the next guy so they could copy your model. No, you have to create your own unique business model. And when you see all these different YouTube channels, they all have their own unique business model that most people don't know. The average YouTuber has like, the online course and the Patreon and all this stuff. But the big guys, they have a super unique monetization strategy that you're just not going to even understand or know about. And they're never going to tell you, because it's their IP, because it took them 10, 20 years to figure out how to crack that code. And why should they tell you? But either way, let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about BuzzFeed becoming a huge mega company? What are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.